Welcome to the Tier 3 Monaco Grand Prix. I am here with my co-commentator, Exia. We are about
Hello.
to see how this race is going to kick off.
It is definitely going to be a wild one. I know we saw Tier 2, Tier 5, Tier 1 all battle it out here at Monaco. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how all these drivers play out. What are your thoughts, Mr. Rathel?
Well, we did see a lot of Stewart reports come in for the other three races that did change up some of the finishing placement, so a lot can definitely happen in the after shakeup. So nothing is really guaranteed here at Monaco unless you can really keep it clean and out of the walls. But that is a task that I think everybody in the server, the BRL server, has been kind of grumbling about. So let's see who can try and pull that off tonight, huh?
No, and that's truly, yeah, I completely agree with you. You know, it's really down to who can set the perfect lap time as we get going here. Hopefully, one of these drivers comes out of the pits and actually starts setting a lap. It looks like everybody's just kind of sitting there, maybe taking their time, which is a little bit interesting here on my screen. So hopefully, someone will be able to
Possibly
come
a
up.
wet race if they're taking this long to throw in setups, or maybe they're just taking their time to do the setup and, you know, no one's really rushing out there yet, as we are getting a few cars out there. I do see a McLaren, a Merc, and what else was that? The Haas of SSR Joe. Let's start getting some telemetry and lap data up for everybody. Now
Take a
that
look at the
people are heading out.
championship standings for everybody.
Few people on outlaps, but definitely everyone's probably going to want to keep their room. Quite a bit of a gap for everyone to get their run done. No one wants to really impede anybody. So
Of course, you know, with Monaco being such a tight track, you know, everybody wants their optimal lap. You know, the lap where nobody's in their way and they can just go flat out and not have to really hold back. Um, so it's definitely going to be interesting to see how these drivers, you know, give each other spaces. We see Heatwave completely cut the final chicane, which is definitely, you know, for us at BRL, is a complete no-no for the drivers to do.
track limits play within it, that's what they say, I think. So, you know, as Joe's going to get off with the first run, the Monaco qualify here for Tier 3. See what he can get on to put it on that provisional pole. Being the first guy out, got that McLaren not too far behind of,
And
I
I'm
do
going to
believe it's
follow with
Silkweaver.
I'm gonna ride aboard with him as you follow with Joe.
Yes. See what he can do. It's so far a pretty tidy lap from Joe. Does get the chicane relatively right. But does take off a bit of wing.
Ooh.
That's not going to be great for him. But again, it's the first run. It's just a banker. He's probably just going to want to finish it up, get the time. A little bit of tail happy moment, but he's still trying to get it done.
Now with Joe trying to put in that
He's
banker
bailing.
lap. Ooh, he is, but here
He's
comes
bailing.
Silkweaver.
Silkweaver trying to make it into that chicane. Quite nicely done.
Now as I pull up the points here in the standings as we get qualifying started, mixed face taste, it was 91 points, leading 17 to Loki, who was in second with 74, with SSR Joe sitting third with 61, and Silk Weaver, who's sitting fourth with 54. As we, you know, see these two opening drivers come out there, as we see Silk Weaver drop an 11.9.
An 11.9. What is Loki going to put down as a response? He only does a 13 as a banker. Who else is coming down over the line? I guess that's just Joe. No, Joe's into the pits. No, it's just other people starting
Rawlings,
their outlaps
a 109.7 on mediums. He has shown he is the fastest person on the slowest tire.
See, I thought I saw a Haas going through there. That was quite a lap, as Mad Marlin's also gone onto the mediums for a 13.4. Man up into an 11.8. That's going to be P2 for now. Not the strongest P2, but a good banker so far for him.
Looks like a lot of, we have Heat Wave, DaCosta, and Max Face Taste, and ARS Rooted Group on their outlap. Same with Bolster as we go through, and then we have a unknown driver that somehow joined in.
Huh. I'm watching on board with DaCosta now as he's trying to get through his first lap here. So far, quite tidy. Into the first sector. Oh, that looks like some trouble in Sector 1. Looks like people are getting out of the way, but is that a McLaren or a Mercedes into the wall, or is he just trying to, no, just wave everybody else on a run? Hopefully that did not impede anybody's lap times, but we'll have to see afterwards. As DaCosta is still coming around, coming down out of Sector 2 now, starting Sector 3. Not a very long sector, but one that is not very easy to get through. Does get quite a good run through all of the hairpins and everything down the front straight. What can he do? As a banker, that's going to be a 12 flat. Up into P4 for now, but still not a half bad banker for him. Let's see what else is going on. I do see Trace Me out on a run. About to start his out lap and start a run now. Getting a little bit tail happy out of the first corner on those mediums, but hopefully able to recover it throughout the rest of the lap. Getting a little bit wide through there, but maybe it was just for a better apex for him based off the setup. We have a Renault in Sector 3, I think, is spun. It's not moving. And that's Groggy Oregano out. Ooh. Trace Me hits the wall pretty good. That's not going to be great for his run. He might continue that through, but yeah, Groggy Oregano is out, unfortunately.
What a shame there, you know. Driver was definitely looking quite strong, and, you know, we'll definitely see, you know, what he can do in the actual race itself. Maybe this is a help for him, you know, start in the back of the pack, and, you know, something happens, you know, pit stops, and you know, crash cars, you can make your way up.
Yes, definitely agree with that. Do like the start, although at Monaco it's definitely a harder call to say start from P20. Granted that it's so much harder to make an overtake here than most other tracks on the grid, so that is also something to keep in mind. As Heatwave is now trying to make his first lap now, a little bit later into the qualify session, letting other people try to rubber it in a little bit more before getting out there. I think some of these other guys are trying to play a little bit of strategy to it.
Yeah, you know, completely agree with you on that one.
Monaco, you're so easy to lose a wing on a run. I'd almost just like to get out early, get the 3 runs done. But that's me. Obviously, different drivers, different preference. They know they can get that one-shot slap, but Heatwave can't quite get that one-shot slap on the one run there. He's probably going to take another one, but a very good 11.8 considering all the issues he's had on the run. I do believe that was Flunky coming in at P8 for a 12.7. Right in behind him. What else do we have? I believe Joe, or is that his teammate, Rawlings? No. Joe's starting a lap. But who else might be finishing? Maybe Silk Weaver? Coming down closer to the end, up 2/10 so far. Oh, 9/10 coming into the end of Sector 2. What's he able to do here? No invalidation, cutting that curb nicely. It's the way it's got to be done. That's the line as he gets his way through. Good traction on the exit there. DRS open. And that's going to be a 10.6. That's a decent time. Putting him up into P2 for now. No one else has been able to catch Rawlings on those mediums quite yet. Definitely a very difficult time to fight with, as there is quite a bit of traffic going into Sector 2. Everyone else trying to get a run. I do believe Ferrari of Mex is trying to get through. Let's see what we got. Quite a tidy lap. Purple Sector 2. Light little wall tap, but that's going to be nothing. Slinks his way through the final corners. DRS open, pushing with that little bit of battery left in the tank. That's going to be a P3 on mediums. Even after tapping the wall and losing an end plate, but that's still a pretty good time for him. Who else do we have on a run? A few cars coming down over the line. Zampa up into P6. And trying to get out of the way of the Red Bull going through. And that was a 10.9 from him.
It's a very strong time for Zampa up there, as well as SSR Joe. Strong soft time. I apologize for being a little bit late on everything.
It's okay. I understand you're doing other admin things in our chat. You always want to join. We do have links from our Nightbot there for our Discord server, as well as you can join in at any time. Just sign up with our TTs and we'll try and get you assorted with the appropriate speeded people with the appropriate assists. And if you're fast, start ripping off those assists and, you know, learn. We want people to develop and become better. Our Tier 1, Tier 2, these guys are ripping off all the assists. Tier 2 is only racing line. Tier 1, no assists. So if you want to be with the best, you gotta start ripping them off. So that's the way it goes. As Racing Point sets a nice 10 flat up into P3. And Joe put himself with those softs just cracking into the 9s with a 9.887. Good lap from him. But it's quite hard to tell who's on an in-lap, out-lap here at Monaco. It's not quite as easy to see. Such a tight track. Everybody here, I think, is either on a run or coming for an in. Looks like DeCostas is on a run as the Haas gets out of the way for him. I do believe that is Rawlings trying to get out, but didn't want to get out in the way of anybody on a real run. Good on him. Building himself a bit of a gap now since he's got free track space. That's how you do qualify, people. You gotta plan it out for yourself a little bit. Costa coming down. He's coming into the pits. Weiser's starting a run. What is Marlin setting though? Oh, he's on an outlap. I gotcha. So he's just starting a run now. And Boostler's on a run, I believe. Either that or they're coming into the pits. Maybe into the pits now, considering their light is flashing for fuel, but that could also be a lie considering it's quali. He's going to try and finish this time to improve. What's it going to be? Does improve quite a bit, and that's going to put him up into P4 beside his teammate. They are very close to one another. Very competing class with those two teammates as Heatwave is out, unfortunately, into Sector 1 here. Trying to get out of the way from McFaceTaste, unfortunately. Not a lot that anybody could really do there considering the down car on the outside. That's definitely a hard call to look at, but he just kind of got caught up into it. That's unfortunate, and that happens at Monaco. Who else is on a run? Loki on a run. I think so. Oh, and has a bit of invalidation here. He might just try to get in and out again if he can. There might just be enough time. Monaco's a pretty short track, but definitely not easy to get around in time. There's lots of drivers that are trying to sort their way through. Now for a final run. I believe Mad Marlin in the pits. What was that? His teammate Weiser Square. He's coming into the pits now. Unfortunately, I think he invalidated. Yep. Trace me unable to set a time.
We will
Mad
be having
Marlin
a
heading
lobby
out now.
reset after qualifying. Yes.
I see. That happens. That's typical. So all drivers must start. Well, the top 10 drivers must start on the same tire that they qualified on. Probably shouldn't be a big deal. Rawlings improved a little bit on softs, so that shouldn't be a problem for him. Although those mediums still would have been a pretty competitive time. I don't really see the point of swapping it out, but as yeah, only the Ferrari and Rawlings have gone out on mediums. Who else is on a run? Bunky was going to improve quite a bit. Still probably will. See if he can. After taking some wing damage. Not, well, just that bit.
SSR
bit.
Zampa is up 2/10 on his time from Sector 1 as he going into the hairpin. Looks very clean. Ooh, he taps the wall. That could cost him these 2/10.
Yeah, lots of laps going through now. It'll be interesting to see the shakeup before a reset. Who will land out where? Let's see who. Human finishing up a lap now. He's coming down over the line. What's he going to set? That's going to be a good improvement for him. Up into P8. As Loki starting a lap. I think that's after the timer, though. I don't know if that was at the timer or not. I think anybody starting a lap now is kind of after the timer.
Agreed.
So, anybody to improve at this point? The only other person I think would have been clear would have been, yeah, DaCosta, but I don't think he's on a run. Anybody else finishing? No. Q-Man's probably coming in. Loki is coming in. Marlin's invalidated regardless. Yeah, so I think that's it. I don't think there would be any quality ban issue like things. Seems like everyone's kind of sorted out. So that's going to be probably it for your qualifying session. Rawlings taking pole, setting that out on the softs, a 9-3. And it looks like it's a Haas Racing Point 1, 2, 3, 4 as they are battling it out. The only few to make it into the 9s, and one Racing Point with a 10-1-5-7, putting him just outside into P4. A medium runner up into P5 will be interesting to see how they can get on the Ferrari. Silkweaver is also P6, McFace Taste P7, Q-Man P8, Zampa P9, and with his teammate right behind him, Heatwave, who crashed out earlier, I do believe, but still stays P10 on a set of softs, so two teammates sticking close together. DaCosta, Non-Ripe, Mad Marlin, Flunky, Groggy Oregano, and Wise Square and Trace Me are all going to have the free choices on tire, depending on whatever they choose. Soft, medium, hard, free to their choice. We'll have to see what they do, see if they can shake up their race. And there you have it as your top 10 going into the race. We will be having a restart, so might take us a hot second to get going here.
It all depends if he appears or not. Hold on, let's see. Sorry for the delay to everybody that's watching the stream. We're having a little bit of technical issues on the backside, but don't worry, once the race starts, everything will be, of course, amazing for all of you viewers. I have quality issues. We are good to go.
All right, so no problems here. No restarts, no nothing. These guys are going to have to get on, pick their strategies. Guess they're just taking a quick second to adjust their fuel, look at what they're doing. Maybe some people making a quick run to the washroom and back. You know how it goes right before race start. Face Taste readying us up. Everyone else will be starting up after him, so that's the way it's going to be.
Of course, and a lot of these times, and I'm sure as you as a driver, what's going on in your mind, like especially a track like Monaco. You know what I mean? You put in a qualifying time. Let's say you're putting it in the top 9. You know what I mean? What's your mindset going into this? You know what I mean? After waiting for the timer to go through everything, what's your thought process?
No heroics into Sandoval usually is my first thought, but Jeff tells me that anyhow, so definitely interesting to see. Starting in the top 9, it's definitely hard. You don't want to take any wing damage. You kind of want to maintain that position, obviously not wanting to fall back, but like it's Monaco. It's scary. If there's any place that you're going to gain or lose positions, it's going to be turn 1, lap 1, and like that could pay out huge dividends to the end of the race. So it's super high risk, super high reward, So who wants to gamble that at Monaco is definitely the question. Guys are supposed to give a few car lengths, But
Of course, but it shows that Mad
top
Marlin
group's
is
running away.
shows that Mad
Disqualified.
Marlin is
He's on the front. Yeah.
Oh, is he? Okay, all right.
Yeah. It's not that big a deal. Just disqualified from warm lap. Everyone else is warming up their tires, getting ready to go. It should be a good one. Another sunny race. Hopefully it's sunny for Tier 4. I might enjoy the wet. All depends on how it goes. We'll have to see. But that'll be right after this stream, shortly after. So when this one finishes, it should be about 30 minutes after that. If you want to kick off some more league racing, we will be there. Both Exia and I will be racing in it. So yes, and if you are looking for any of our post streams, we have all 5 tiers on YouTube. So good racing from everybody. And we'll have to see how this turn 1 scenario goes. Hopefully it's fairly clean. As the 5 red lights are coming down.
It's like there was a little bit of an issue at the race. Ooh. Looks like Trace Me is partially ghosted as he goes up the hill.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a leg-based launch and maybe he moved up a lot of positions, but right now the Haas's are doing quite well to keep themselves up ahead. As everyone is filtering down into a little bit of traffic over the hairpin, but everyone getting through relatively clean. Yeah, Trace Me is just ghosted. I don't know if he is disconnected. If you can maybe try getting him an invite back in.
Of course.
Yes, but right now Rawlings takes the lead with us. I don't think Swimming Might is there, and I think they were disconnected, and that's how they got such a lead. But Joe filtering in behind to help his teammate ahead hold off these 2 vicious Pink Panthers as the Haas's got ahead, doing a 1-2 divide. So, yes, Rawlings running ahead quite a bit. Got about a 1.5 or 1.8 second gap ahead. And everybody else filtering in about a second behind, just the way it goes with lap 1. But Heatwave moving up. Zampa unfortunately having issues. Loki having issues. And Flunky 4 having issues. So not great for their races. The 2 Pink Panthers might have to sort out a position. It looks like Boostler might be a little bit quicker than his teammate, but Joe still keeping up pace, trying to get away from everybody. Does not want his teammate getting too far away, that is for sure. As Rawlings sets the fastest lap again, pushing hard on those softs, just trying to get away. But SSR Joe, 2.6 seconds back. Rawlings definitely has the pace, trying to get away himself 1 second away from those vicious Pink Panthers behind. As the Ferrari closing in on the back of them now. And Silkweaver, the other McLaren. Yep.
Hop on board Swimming Smite real fast. And as you see, a lot of these driving,
so.
Yeah.
That's just a ghost car. Yeah. I'm not even really counting them in the running order in my mind, so I'm just kind of skipping my way through them.
Gotcha.
I don't know where Swimming Might came from, but sneaking their way in. They're just a ghost car, so even if they were to finish, it doesn't really matter.
We're all good.
Yeah. Oh, we got some movement in the back, though. Wiser Square and Groggy Oregano taking some taps and fighting each other out of the back here. Softs versus hards. But Groggy Oregano saving himself from the wall a little bit there, but not had the greatest run, I think, so far. With the DNF and quali, maybe he can change it up later in this race. It looks like a few of the back guys did start out on mediums, trying to do that invert strategy on some of these soft runners above.
You know,
But
a lot of those strategies with the mediums, you know, you really have to be sure that you can pull very fast with those medium tires to make that work, which is definitely going to be something interesting, and see how these drivers, you know, make the move on that.
Well, some of them also took wing damage at the beginning, and I think that's why Wiser and Mad Marlin might be on hards, but Flunky 4 goes on to hards to the end after his issues, so that is kind of the way it is right now. Joe trying to push his way through, holding on to P2 so far. We do have yellow sector flags. I believe that was for a Renault having a lock up into the Nouvelle chicane there.
Ooh, Tracy dives into the pits. Glad to see that he's back in. Looks like he is going for... Looks like he has end plate damage, and he's going to a pair of hard compound tires. Looks like he's going to try to take that as far as he can to the end.
But yeah, it's just been a bit of a train over here with Silkweaver and the Pink Panthers. They are just trying to stay close to Joe, but Joe has a little bit of a gap away, and Rawlings is just trying to pull away from his own teammate. But yeah, P3 to P6 is a fight.
Ooh, looks like Face Taste outbroke himself and lost an end plate on that Ferrari. He just tapped the back end of Heatwave as they go through the tunnel here.
Yeah, and Boostler is not doing well after that, but he does have all of his wing, so...
Q-Man gets
Q-Man
a
taking
3-second
another
tire.
threes. Yeah. The second one of the race so far I've seen. Yeah.
That's one thing that you and I have not talked about through this race at the Monaco Grand Prix is, you know, how's the penalties going to play out? Is, you know, the field is, you know, they are well packed, but they're packed in packs. Funny to say that. But, you know, you have, you know, third and fourth, you know, fifth and sixth, you know, as they go down the grid. So it's definitely interesting to see how this happens. The yellow sector 2 looks like it's a McLaren.
Yeah, it's traced me. He's had to totally turn around.
Ooh.
After locking up. I think he went wide into the Nouvelle chicane, and yeah, he's going to get lapped now after being on those hards, so he's lost all of his wing, not helping him on his race, as Rawlings is on his way through. Still got about a 4-second gap to his teammate, slowly pushing farther and farther away. Joe's still nursing about that 1 second lead from the rest of the podium runners at P3. The medium runner of Mex, he's had a little bit of a twitch, but he's still doing well. Still up into P4, so he's going to have a booster on the back of him now, but not with DRS, so not a huge threat, but definitely something to look out for. You got McFaceTaste into the pits now from those softs. What is he doing? Getting a new wing, going to hards to probably the end if he can. But again, track penalties aren't a big deal unless there's a last-minute safety car, you know, maybe something closer, lap 20 or even lap 32. You know, just to kind of bunch them up close enough that it makes those time penalties more worthwhile, but we'll have to see.
Looks like we have Face Taste. Yeah, he's gone to the hards. He's dropping down in the 15th place as we go through.
It's a battle of attrition. The people that are up at the front are just the people that haven't taken wing damage so far. So it's just about keeping it out of the wall, really, and that's what's going to guarantee you a half-decent placement. So
Well, the biggest movers right now that I see is Weiser Square, just kind of taking that toe with his teammate Mad Marlin. You know, both drivers on hards, just kind of just, you know, hey, let's work together. Let's actual, you know, I mean, push and utilize this and kind of help like move up the grid. So definitely interesting to see how they play out. They're not that far off from these drivers that are like 6th, 7th, 9th, you know, and 10th place when they dive in the pit. As speaking of that, Heatwave dives into the pits. So Mad Marlin
Yeah, and they're
and
going to
Weiser
overtake
Squares,
him. Yeah.
you know, DaCosta
As the two
is only,
teammates. Oh. They make a bit of a change, but someone took off wing damage. What was that? Weiser Square and Mad Marlin are not playing nice, I think, because Marlin's got a lot of wing damage now. I don't know what happened there, unless he just had his own kick of oversteer.
well, what I'm thinking is possibly they did a team strategy as Heatwave gets a 3-second time penalty, Groggy Oregano gets a 3-second time penalty. I think it's Mad Marlin may have told him, hey, look, you know, you're faster, push. And, you know, with how Monaco is in the space, there wasn't enough space to kind of let him by. And, you know, which evidently, you know, left him with wing damage.
That's quite unfortunate for him, but yeah, still interesting as Rawlings is still pushing on those softs, trying to go as far as he can, obviously without wing damage. But definitely a fight for P3 right now. The two halves is just kind of holding the 1-2 for now, but not by a lot to say that it's anywhere level of guaranteed. Rawlings is only 5 seconds up the road from anybody right now. So
Max Andrix
there
GP has end plate damage. So
he's
question
had
is,
that
how
for a
much
while
is that,
now.
how much is that affecting
Yeah.
his tires here? He's ooh, looks like ARS Dude had a little bit of a back end issue. The back end of his car was breaking out a little bit there, coming up towards the tunnel. Oh, and he receives a 3-second time penalty. So that medium strategy is starting to fall. He needs to make the moves now. He has to figure out a way to get past, or else that medium strategy really isn't going to help him out in the long run.
Yeah, I think he's just fighting the car, fighting the tires. It's not an easy scenario to be in, but he's done quite well so far. So I think he's just trying to hold out as long as he can to hold his position, which is, again, not a bad gamble. But quite a few. This is the closest battle, though, but there is a few people on the back of others. But I think he just tapped the wall again. I don't know if that's more wing damage, but
Zampa is
Hendricks.
definitely moving up. He had a little bit of an
Yes.
issue at the start. Now he's sitting 11th. He's right behind Mad Marlin, and he is chasing that Williams down up the hill.
Oh, Marlin's got wing damage, I think, and on those hards, I think he's not got a lot to fight these pressure mediums. Zampa's just got to make it clean and done without losing any wing off of Mad Marlin, but yeah.
Groggy Oregano gets another 3-second time penalty. Back there in 16th place. Ooh, Rawlings is in the pits. Same with...
And his teammate's going to keep going because he's got to. Doesn't look like the Pink Panthers got too psyched up about it as they still followed Rawlings into the pit for the mediums.
They're probably doing the whoever's leading, you mimics the leader. Forth, I bet you once SSR Joe dives into the pit, you're going to see both.
Well, the thing is, I think Rawlings took a new wing because he's not far enough from, I think, the racing point. Like, he's right there, but I don't know if that's just the pit window. But it seemed to a wing, which cost him some time. As Joe's on his way through, provisionally still holding P1. He's got the medium runner, the Ferrari right behind him, hounding the back of his gearbox through Sector 3.
Ooh, there was a little bit of a tap. caused him to go over that little chicane a little bit too much. Ooh, he sends it up
Oh,
on the
and
inside. He's
side
gonna
by
Charles
side.
Leclerc. Oh, he has
Oh,
to back out. Oh, and
I was
then
gonna
here's
say
the
I
other.
would have just waited. Like Joe was going into the
over.
pits. Maybe he didn't know that, but still, he's
I'm
gonna slide
thinking
his
he
way up
didn't know
through.
that, so he wanted to try to send it as he could.
And yeah, oh, Joe needs a new wing. He might not be too happy with that. Maybe that contact. So that's definitely something the stewards might have to look into. As Wise the Square is going to slot himself up higher, the highest hard runner on his way through. And a yellow flag in Sector 3. Zampa is out. Retired in the pits, I think. So that's it for him. But yeah, Wise the Square up into P5 on the hards. Doing quite well for himself.
His wing is very strong. I mean, now SSR Joe, the guy who was battling up at the front, now has to try to get past the Williams. You know, and we're talking 27 more laps to go. You know. Like, he has to try to conserve mediums and try to make it around without trying to risk his race. So that's definitely, this is going to be the test for SSR Joe. Can he get past and can he make his way up without, you know, burning up those mediums? And then right behind him, Mad Marlin, 1.6, 1.7 seconds on hard compound tires.
As Wise the Square has a bit of a lockup. Joe trying to chase him down now, having DRS. Not quite long enough of a run to chase down Wiser Square, so not going to be able to make it on those older hards comparatively. But Rawlings closing in time to our leader now, as the two Pink Panthers are trying to hunt him down. Joe trying to make his way through Wiser Square, unable to so far, but making aggressive looks, trying to make something done here. But this is not exactly places that overtakes typically are done.
Agreed.
Out of the tunnel into the Nouvelle Chicane, though, there could be something if Joe can get a run. He's got the pace, I think, but can't quite make it done. Wise the Square locks up. Goes right on the back of his gearbox. It is a fight. Silkweaver gets through Mad Marlin in behind, so Silkweaver is closing in on Joe, which isn't helping his run. He wants to try and get away from Silkweaver. Yeah. Heatwave and Loki are fighting it out. I think that was from these two.
And DaCosta gets a 3-second time penalty. Oh, Heatwave's got a big chunk of that wing missing.
I don't know if that was from contact or not, but oh. Half a wall, just a little bit more. Silkweaver taking a 3-second. Everyone kind of locking it up into the final turn.
Loki dives into the pits. This is not going to help him try to chase SSR Joe in the championship here and the mixed face taste.
As Joe is still on the back of Wise, they're trying to close it in. Unable to so far, but again, Monaco is not exactly an easy track to get that job done.
Just like the one owner of ours, BRL Maverick, said, there's only two places to pass, the tunnel and turn 1. Other than that, everything else is just a risk. We'll definitely see how these drivers play out. DaCosta, he is now 6/10 behind Heatwave as they're coming down the hill into the tunnel area. See if he can get a
right
run.
Behind them too, and he's on the fresher mediums, so I'm thinking he wants to get through the two of them, but getting through two cars is a whole other issue. As a big lockup, and he has to go a little bit wide to avoid DaCosta that was braking a little heavier for Heatwave that was locking up.
Ooh, our Joe back into the pits. He's changing wings and going back onto a new set of mediums.
Not what he wants, I'm sure, as he's going to slide himself down a bit. But Wiser Square still up into P5 on those hards. 14 laps. Keep going, my friend. Keep. Matt
Question
Marlin
is,
nursing that wing, trying to do the same strategy and doing a good job of holding up everybody else behind. Been nice to let some people through kind of well enough, but you know, it's still a fine line.
yes, you know, and that's the one thing that we haven't talked about is, you know, the drivers that are doing the one stops and the drivers that are possibly the two stops, the ones that are going for the soft medium medium or possibly the medium medium sun here. It definitely looks like Max Andrex is possibly doing the one stop. We have a yellow sector 3. Looks like one of the Williams is going
Is
by
that Weiser?
really.
Weiser's lost a lot of wing. No, his penultimate
Oh,
strategy is down the tube. He's into the pits.
unless the medium tires can go out the rest of this race.
A bit of a task, but maybe with a safety car. As Joe is going to want to try and get past Weiser Square, but Weiser Square on his way out of the pits now. Yeah, Joe gets that cut done. McFaceface into the pits. He's on to the mediums. Rawlings now chasing down. He's only 1.4 seconds back from the current leader, trying to change into that P1 lead again. But just about a second behind by ARS, so... God, there's a lot of battle. Oh, Rawlings is already on the back of him into turn 1, trying to really close in. As it's a battle for 1, 2, 3 right here. All in one rear view camera. You can see how close they are, and it's not a whole lot of difference between the three of them. Is Rawlings going to be able to make a move? He's going to probably wait until the DRS straight of turn 1. But we have a safety car, and that's going to save him quite a bit, as that's going to shake up everything. How do we have a safety car? What has happened? Q-Man first into the pits out of everybody, but I don't know where that safety car came from. Zampa was already out. But Rawlings is going to be able to come on his way through to pick up the safety car going up the hill. But we'll have to see how everyone else gets on. Boosler into the pits to grab a fresh stack of mediums under the safety car. What is Silkweaver doing? He's on 5-lap mediums. He's going to keep going. Mad Marlin, what are you thinking? What's the new strategy? Are you into the pits now? He's into the pits to rethink what he's doing. What is the Williams team? They got a set of mediums and a new wing for him. Probably going to be able to try and go to the end. Weiser Square slows his way through to get past his teammate for 7-8. And everyone else, I think, is going to be slotting in behind. I don't think there'll be too many other movements at this point. As everyone's going to just try to stack up onto the back of the safety car. Costa into the pits, though. He grabs a fresh stack of mediums on his way out. He's got a lot of time to make up, but he's on the other end of the safety car, so he can make up all that time behind it. We got, I think, the McLarens there going through. Draghi Oregano is lapped, so I'm not sure how he's going to get on Probably not going to be able to unlap himself with the safety car, just with all the traffic and the way that this game is. But Face Taste is going to try and make some sort of recovery. I'm sure Mad Marlin and Wiser Square are both looking at that as well. So I wonder, I guess it'll probably be lap 21 that we might be going green again. So it'll be interesting to see. Might be next lap, but depending on when these guys can catch up to the safety car. Hopefully they can. Costa's still trying to make his way through the safety car. He's got still some time to make up, but good on him. I think he's the last car back at this point. His Q unfortunately lapped, so he's not going to be able to make much. Heatwave is stuck in the midst of them. Fluky 4, I think, is disconnected. They're ghosted. Same with Trace Me, Groggy Oregano, and P17. But yeah, fortunately, he's been lapped, and not a whole lot he can do from that point. As everybody but DaCosta has stacked up onto the safety car. I wonder if the safety car will be in this lap. I'm guessing so. And for lap 21, we will be going green. Oh, that's just them going through the AI. That's nothing. Getting severe penalties for collisions. Not what people want. Because they're all going to try and get through. And we're going green, but it's a big gap between the leaders already. Just with that way that restart went, but Costa just being able to catch up to the group a bit, still able to maybe make some points for his race. See what he's able to do for himself, but the mediums pretty much at this point, it's just the difference between a few laps for degradation, and the Ferrari out on the hards definitely able to go to the end with life to spare, I do believe. No one's made any big moves off of the restart, but everyone kind of just filtering their way through. Joe trying to close into the back of Silk Weaver though, on slightly fresher mediums, 7 to 10 laps. Silk Weavers trying to fight his way up the hill, but
Ooh, Loki
again,
getting
not a
a
lot
3-second
of
time penalty.
Yeah, not a lot of overtaking positions for people though. Starting to wonder, is it going to be Pink Panther 2? Is Rawlings going to be able to hold out? DRS has enabled this lap, and he's just outside that 1 second gap, so he's going to be able to try and maintain his lead.
I don't think so, because I have a very strong feeling, you know, Lucky Ford, he dives into pits with 17 old lap mediums. We still have a good chunk of time left to go, and both of the top two have 12 lap old medium compound tires. So I think they will probably have to pit at some point.
Yeah, but some of those laps are also done under the safety car. How much deg do they have? Monaco's not specifically that rough on the tires, but it's kind of rough on softs, but... McFace is just on the back of Loki as our other close battle here, trying to see who's able to make a move.
Ooh, DaCosta gets another 3-second time penalty.
Not helping his run so far. Is Boostler going to be able to make a move with DRS down into turn 1? No, but is right on the back. And yeah.
I've noticed Max Andrex gets a much smoother takeoff out of the line, which is definitely, you know, which is definitely playing to the fact that Boostler can't make his move on him. So he's going to pick his time and when he wants to send it. But right now, it does not look like he's really gaining any form of advantage in any of the corners to help him out.
Yes, McFace is right on the back of non-ripe Loki as well, so these two groups are just making a few fights out on the field. Silkweaver is 2 seconds back from the Boostler and Mexon group, so yeah. Joe is 1 second out from Silkweaver now, trying to close in that gap a bit. Got DRS this time around as Silkweaver doesn't quite get it right, but I'm not sure if Joe will be able to make his way through with DRS. We'll see. A little bit far back. Boostler couldn't. Joe couldn't. Can Loki do it? Or McFace do it on Loki? Nope, but... no, not quite. Definitely not easy. There's quite a few battles going on, just... that's the way it is at Monaco. It's 1-2 battles, one-on-one, just trying to figure out what's going on.
Very true. As we see, ARS Goot he's fallen back a lot. Before it was after the safety car restart, it was about a little bit over a second. Now it's down to up to 2.7 seconds. So Rawlings definitely showing his pace here at the Grand Prix.
Yeah, maybe just putting a little bit more energy, a little bit more battery deployment just to build a gap, perhaps.
Rawlings
yeah,
is at
definitely
40,
knows how to push it out.
He is at 40% with ARS Goot at 68%.
So, yeah, interesting. The Boostler still not able to make a move. Joe not able to make a move on this lap. Is McFace able to make a move this time around? Not quite. Again, same story, different lap. It's very difficult at Monaco. That's just the way it goes.
Trace me pits. Definitely see what he can do on
AI. He's not even in his car, so I don't know what happened with his connection. We'll have to see about that. But Splunky 4 is also disconnected, so. Q-Man in his car. Yes, he is, I think. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of battles, but not a whole lot of action, just the way it kind of goes at Monaco. Boostler maybe getting a better run this time with DRS.
Heatwave gets a 5-second time penalty for crossing the pit lane exit as he's jumped on the new set of softs. Probably try to set the fastest lap and take it away from the leaders that are on the, as he's outside the top 10. Ooh, SSR Joe gets past Silk Weaver. Looks like up the hill.
Maybe he got a good run going into turn 1 and was able to get it done on Silkweaver, but Silkweaver on those older mediums maybe have just had that difficulty and unable to do much about it. Booster not able to make a move, but McFaceTaste and Loki is still very close. McFaceTaste not able to make a move into the Nouvelle Chicane again. Not quite. Q-Man trying to unlap himself from those with a little bit more pace, but that's putting his Ghost right into the middle of it. Let's see if Booster can get a run into turn 1 with DRS open. Not quite. Oh, but a 3-second time penalty, that could change up things, since he's right on the tail of him.
I believe he has gotten a 3-second time penalty before. Earlier in the race, as McFaceTaste, he dives into the pits. Like he's going to go to another set. He's getting a wing change.
I would have tried to just limp it another lap if he could have, and then go for softs maybe, but mediums is now the question of probably not at this point anymore. I would say it's a soft race at this point. Virtual safety car. Is anybody going to make us move? Maybe the leaders? He's thinking about it, I'm sure. At this point, I would be if I was just coming into Sector 3 now on a VSC. It's early enough. Is he going to do it with that 5-second gap, or is he going to let it go?
If it was me, I would probably stay out, mostly just because of the no, it is a VSC. You know, you don't know what's going to happen, and with Monaco being so hard to pass, you know, you don't really want to fully risk it, even if you do softs. We have Heatwave. He's dove back into the pits.
And we're good to go. Green. I think he would have got it over most of the group. Like, he pretty much would he would have only been P4 on fresher tire, everybody else above. But, yeah. Sector 3 for another yellow. I think that was non-right having issues? No. Groggy Oregano having issues. Into the pits. It's Wiser Square on the back of Silver. And Joe, or the three of them, are just fighting it out. So definitely a battle for the top 3, and definitely a battle for 4, 5, 6. Like, it's definitely an interesting race so far.
Even with the VSC, Rawlings has still been able to keep the gap out to about 4 seconds to second place. Looks like Bolster's kind of chewed up his tires with 3rd place. Looks like he's not really gaining a whole lot. He usually, like in all the slower sections, he just drops dramatically. Those medium compound tires are possibly dropping off.
I think at lap 12 they should be starting that drop-off point, yes. And like only lap 12 hards will probably still definitely be nicer, so definitely not easy to hold on to the back of them. Silkweaver, Joe, and Wiser Square are all still battling it out, yeah. three of them.
Silk Weaver on those
Just been at it.
18-lap-old compound tires.
Oh, his Weiser Square goes wide to avoid Silk Weaver, as there's a big lockup of smoke. And it was a good save from him to not take off any wing, not hit Silk Weaver. Definitely not the preferred line, but doing very good for himself. And Boostler is just, yeah, falling off a little bit. Not having DRS on this lap around. Those mediums might just be falling off that bit, you're right. So, the question is, are the hards now going to start coming alive against our medium runners above on those 20 laps? Are they going to have a puncture going into the end of this race? Because I'm not so sure about 28, 29 lap mediums.
Yeah. If they manage to go the whole entire race with no puncture, I would be shocked. Especially
his
with how
tires
many laps.
don't look too worn. I'm looking at Rawlings and they look pretty healthy even at lap 20. So
You know, second place era, I had noticed watching him on his onboard when he's going through the corners. He has to a lot of the corners he really has to like let off and allow the car to rotate itself without him really pushing it around the corner. So maybe his tires are starting to fall off, but with Rawlings, you know, still looking fresh and good. I mean, 3-second time penalty. Ooh, here goes Weiser Square. He's looking up.
yeah, he's trying to fight him all the way up the hill, not really having any room to do so. But yeah, he's right on the back of Silk Weaver, and Silk Weaver is on the back of Joe. This is a fight.
And with that championship battle that we were talking about, with Loki being second in the championship overall and SSR Joe third, guess who's just back that just ever so slightly? And that's Loki, who, you know, if something happens here, say if someone misses their brake point or anything like that and someone falls down, there's Loki there to move up.
Snatch that position, yeah.
Oh,
Silk Weaver gets a little bit... And Weiser Square makes a move through. Oh, man, that is a move that will change up the race for sure. Is now Weiser Square is now hounding the back of Joe already. Probably wanting to get DRS and make this done. Getting a nice wide apex, getting right onto the back of Joe.
A much better line on that last sector. It's going to do...
Having DRS open, he's right on him.
Tries the outside. Joe defends on the inside.
Weiser Square has just got the traction points down. He goes down the outside.
Can he make it stick?
Oh, man, what a move. Can't make it with the wall, just with the way it goes, but he just knows the line. He keeps himself so close to the walls. Oh, Weiser Square, man, you are making some moves. I salute you, sir. Wow. Silk Weaver still on the back of him. Doesn't want to let it go. Just waiting for anything to happen. I think he's just waiting for Weiser Square to get rid of Joe, to kind of just put the pressure on Joe while he's sandwiched in.
Yellow sector 2
for...
It's like it's groggy. Yeah, it was groggy oregano. He lost it a little bit.
Joe breaking up the slipstream. Weiser Square not getting as good a run this time around, but Joe a little bit wide. Weiser Square getting a better apex, pushing with overtake. He's on him. Tries to go up his outside, can't quite. Not enough room. Joe just makes the car wide enough. I think Weiser Square tapped the wall, but not enough to take too much wing damage or any, hopefully. Tries another move down the outside, but Joe has him covered off this time, quite as close. But yeah, Weiser Square just knowing where to put his wing, keeping his apex nice and wide, avoiding the rear tail of Joe, but just hounding his gearbox at the same time. Joe puts his car right wide, but Weiser Square gets a much better traction, but Joe blocks him off pretty well. Weiser Square making a look at the outside. Not quite. Gets a nice line, just trying to get traction. On the back of Joe, has DRS open.
He has almost no ERS as he's on this front straight with only 2%. Here he goes.
That's a good run, tries to go up the outside. And what a battle this is. Silkweaver just hanging on behind the two of them as these two fight it out. Weiser Square just giving Joe the fight. Yeah. Mad Marlin now joining the party. 2 Williams just pushing into Silkweaver now, so.
Now SSR Joe has 20 lap old tires. The Weiser Square 1 lap newer. Question is, with Weiser Square pushing, how much is Joe pushing on his to where possibly Joe may get a flat, or both may get a flat? And then there's Mad Marlin with 17 lap old mediums. We have a safety car.
Safety car. And there's 3 laps to go? Oh my. Crashed out. What happened? Who?
Looking.
I
Oh,
can't even see.
Groggy Oregano has no wing and he's right behind the safety car as he goes past.
Oh boy. It's not been his race.
Who is gonna dive into the pit? Rawlings and...
It's 3 laps. It's no point. To explode, there's a safety car for like a 2-lap slap. So the leaders can't necessarily, not in a weird window like Joe and some of these other guys that might be able to make a run at the end, but they're probably just trying to catch up to the guys ahead. Penalties will be a huge, critical deal going into the end of this. Stewart reports will weigh heavily in the fact that everyone will be somewhat restacked on this safety car.
Agreed, 100%.
This may play into Loki's hands. He's kept it relatively clean from the back. Maybe with all the penalties, he could slide himself up. DaCosta on fresher mediums than most of the other crowds. Same with Matters. So maybe the 3 of them will slot up 1 more position before the end with this safety car restart with the fresher tires. McFaceTaste maybe making a recovery. Already on to soft tires. May be able to get around all these older guys with the older tires. All these medium and hard runners. So... definitely interesting to see. McFaceTaste ignoring yellow flags. It's a 5-second penalty there. Trying to catch up to the group, and the Delta's probably killing him right now. As, yeah, you got Boostler and... oh my! Both into the pits.
FaceTaste gets a 5-second time.
And Boostler into the pits for soft, yeah. FaceTaste for 5 seconds.
This is, I don't understand. I mean, you're talking a 1-lap shootout, possibly.
Yeah, a 1-lap shootout. Safety car will be probably in either this lap or, yeah, it'd probably be, honestly.
But the thing is you've got 6 drivers that are really hard to pass. Mad Marlin on the newer
every driver's not easy to pass. That's just the way it is.
But what I'm just saying is, even whether you're on, you know what I mean, like...
Safety car in this lap. We are green.
Here we go.
That's gonna close in the gap. Joe's trying to catch up as much as he can to the guys ahead. Weiser Square doing the same, closing in that 10-12 second gap right before the safety car gets in. Rawlings just holding it up just that bit while everyone's catching up. And Rawlings is going now, but Joe now into P3, Weiser Square P4, Silkweaver P5, Marlin P6. Max Andrux into P7 on the freshest softs. Loki on mediums. Booster on
Rawlings
softs. So,
ghosted.
oh,
Oh no.
he makes the move via the ghost? What just happened there? He makes it through, and I don't know what's going on with Rawlings. He doesn't seem to be pushing like he was or has the pace. I don't know what's going on. But Joe on the back of him now, trying to make more points than he was thinking before, trying to get himself farther along that championship battle. As Max Andrux gets through, Mad Marlin trying to fight each other through the tunnel. Marlin not having much of a fight on those older mediums to that fresh soft. Not much one can do. Yellow sector 3, as we do have, I think that's Heatwave out.
Yes,
Into the
Heatwave
wall.
is out. He's been trying to set fast laps as he goes through. Wasn't too sure if Rawlings lost his connection, so I sent him an invite just in case to get him back in here racing with us. But Weiser Squared, he is sitting 4th, still all over the back of SSR Joe. So...
Oh yeah, he is just fighting Joe right now. He doesn't want to let that go at all. Man on the freshest mediums at the front. He might be able to do it on this last lap, because it is the last lap as these guys are slotting through.
Here he goes, around the outside. Oh, he hits
Oh,
the wall.
why is the square hits the wall? He's lost his wing badly. He gives everything he can. Silkweaver's going to slot himself through. Mad Marlin's just in behind.
But if he can,
Max Andrux is just in behind. I can't wait. Marlin got back through. Interesting. Max has bad wing damage, so he might not be able to improve much.
No, he's missing almost half of his wing. So if Weiser Square can milk it, he can get 5th.
Penalties might still come into play. Like, he might still be able to pull off something else. What is going to happen coming down over the line? It's going to be an exciting finish.
Ooh, here comes Mad Marlin. He's taking the place back that he gave him.
And Weiser Square is just going to hold off everybody else. As there's big contact behind, as everyone wants to try and get through Weiser. 3 wide into the final turns do not work, as these guys are all trying to slot themselves in for a better position, fighting it out to the end. Oh man, what a finish. Weiser Square getting out of his teammate due to penalties, so I think that's why he let Mad Marlin go, to try and make the most of it, so his teammate and him stay P5, 6.
Rawlings still takes the win with the fact that Eras had a 5-second time penalty that was unserved.
We'll definitely have to take a look at all of that, but man, what a finish. Loki P8, Druix P9, I'm sure that's not the way he wanted it to go. Marlin, yeah, P5, P4 for them, for the 2 Williams, Weiser Square and Silkweaver. P4 for him, Joe P3, and yeah, man, what a race. Just waiting for McFaceface to come down over the line, and there we go, and that will be it for the Tier 3 Monaco Grand Prix. Oh boy.
What a race. What a race, definitely there. Weiser Square driver.
I agree.
I 100% agree.
Oh, what a drive. Stewart's OP. That's all I'm going to say. As we see at podium interviews, at the end of the day, it's still the 2 hosses that end up on that podium after qualify. Rawlings started P1, ended P1, and a Pink Panther still ends up on that podium of the Racing Points. So overall, is still the demon of where you qualify is somewhat where you finish. So there has been a few moving in the more mid-pack, but that's the way it goes for our podium finishers. As our 1, 2, 3 stay close to that 1, 2, 3. Silkweaver coming in, P4 moving up from P6. Weiser Square driver of the day on the game coming from P17 to P5. Definitely agree with that from Monaco. Mad Marlin, P13 to P6. Boostler P4 to P7. Unfortunately for him, Loki falls down from, or goes up from 12th to 8th. And we've had a few other people moving up and down. Bit of due to wings and other pedal to. Unfortunately, we lost out on Heatwave, Q-Man, and Zampa in this race, but that's the way it goes. Groggy Oregno and Flunky Floor Trace Me unable to get unlapped as game dynamics don't allow you to actually pass the safety car, so that's the way it goes. And we'll try to get the podium interview and hop back off so we can get
ready for our tier 4.
Get ready for tier 4. Do. Where did Joe go? There he is. Okay, gentlemen, when you do get in here, do include your audio. Greatly appreciated.
Yep.
Well, that was action-packed. I know you three didn't quite go up and down a whole lot, but that was definitely action-packed.
I don't think
Yeah,
P2's not in here, I don't think.
Yeah, just waiting on the Racing Point. We do have our two Hasses that finished up on podium. Joe, how was that for you, considering your teammate and you started quite well in quali? I'm guessing you kind of wanted to keep that in the race. I'm guessing you're quite happy that it stayed that way at the end of the race, considering all the drama. How was that?
It was pretty good. I mean, I just made, I don't know, lack of concentration under, I think the first safety car. I just wasn't paying attention, ran into a wall and got damaged, and I had to stay on it the whole time, or else I would have lost too many positions. So then I got lucky at the end, because the two guys in 3 and 4 pitted under safety car, and then I just got granted back P3. A lucky finish for me. It wasn't a race, to be honest.
Yeah, it's definitely up and down. It was kind of up and down for lots of other drivers, considering all the wing damages, safety cars, VSCs, what have you. So, still waiting on our P2. But Rawlings, how was that for you, starting up P1 and finishing P1? It was a little bit stressful, I think, for you at some points in the race, but was able to keep your gap.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning I knew. I think I did a 9.7 on mediums, and I knew I was really fast around here, so when I was leading at the end of the start, I knew I was pulling a gap from Joe, and then I got a little bit of wing damage on the XL1, and that made the first one a little bit tricky, and then I kind of stretched the mediums all the way to the end, and then the last safety car, I spun off one again and got damaged, but thankfully the Racing Point had a penalty, so I don't know, I'm so happy something finally went right, like, to be honest with you, but I don't know, I'm glad me and Joe are on the podium.
Yeah, definitely a good day for Haas, for a 1-3 podium. Definitely something they would love to see, but don't know where our P2 is, unfortunately, but I'm going to have to try and cut it because we got to get on with our tier 4, and I want to try and at least get a few laps in myself, so I shall see you all there, and have a good night, everyone.
Yep, have a good one.